Okay, back again for something I normally don't do, uh, which doesn't even matter anymore. So, once again, the rabbit hole beckons. Um, I hate this shit. It's just, it's stupid, right? What's the fucking point in this? But obviously, there are questions and people who don't understand or don't know, and that's okay. That is what it is. Most people don't want to know. It's such a it's beyond going petty and anyway. My thoughts on this situation were clear from the beginning that none of this ever had to go public. But actually, it goes even further back from that. I noticed a pattern long ago, and I knew that it would be a very big mistake to ever give Suit any of my personal information, any of it, just to be safe, cover my ass, because you never know what may happen, because he really has this pattern of people being in his group and being friends and being nice and all, and the next thing you know, he can't shut up about them, making video after video, calling them out for this and that and this and that. Right? The constant, I don't normally do this, right? I don't normally show the DMs. But then he does it over and over and over. So yeah, you do normally do that. You can't say I don't normally do this when you do something very consistently. You have to constantly go to your DMs. To do what? To protect my name. Oh, fuck off. Jesus Christ. Not very many people care about that stuff. Yeah, it can be entertaining to a certain extent. I get that. I got caught up in that stuff too for a little bit. But nobody cares. Okay? And then the constant, oh, it was bait. I was checking for a leak. That's why it said that. I'm not actually doing this. It was just to check for the morons, stuff like that. Yeah, no, you can't keep constantly saying that. People who do those bait things and everything like that don't keep constantly telling people that it's bait. They just don't. They don't. That's somebody constantly walking back things that they get called out for, right? They're just trying to sneak that stuff through. And if nobody calls it out, then they follow through with those actions or go for it and stuff like that. It's not to scare other people. Like, yeah, there are situations where you are doing certain kind of tactics like that, like the whole RSN micro penis picture. You know, you let a little joke that this is RSN's penis, and you show a picture of a micro penis, and then word gets out to him that his dick pics are going on, right? And you get to laugh at it. That's funny. That is funny. That's a funny tactic and stuff like that. But you do that with other things on purpose. Not just micropene little things like that where it actually is a joke. You do that with other things, so nobody can actually figure out what the actual context of what you did do or didn't do is. And that's bullshit, right? That is an utter bullshit situation that you constantly take advantage of and do, and then walk back in the whole, oh, I didn't really do this, or I actually said that. Yeah, you know, one or two times, yeah, okay, I could see that. But it's a pattern. It is a pattern of events. Your context matters. Yeah, it really does. You know it matters, right? You say context matters and you give all your examples. But that one video, man, was that ever the biggest red flag that I talked to you about? Biggest red flag on EJ's whatever PJAS stream. They're laughing at a Twitter live and you clip that. And they're like, see, they did this whole Twitter thing pretending it's me. They're terrible. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. If you let the audio play after that, the context is very clear that they even say, yeah, that's a fake account. It's not real. There's no way he would write that. Ha 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 ha. Right? Why was that context missing, Suit? Why wasn't that context important to show the people? Because you wanted to frame the thing first into your narrative. So I don't know what your excuse is, negligence, ignorance, or malice. You can take your pick on that one. But the context was clearly right there a few seconds later. You just hope no one else would watch it. Rules for thee, but not for me. Fucking bullshit. Right? Robert is still in your server. Do you know? Okay, here's a little tip for people. From being in a catfish community myself and taking part of several of those little operations, do you know what the greatest accomplishment for a catfish is to make, it's not to actually get the person to do stupid shit. It's when they get caught. Okay? Their greatest accomplishment is when they get caught, to then switch their role, switch their character, switch their narrative, and get the confidence back of the people they've been catfishing. They give you little stories. Oh, woe is me. I was in a bad little place at the time. Oh, you know, but I really care about you. It hurts me. I can't believe that I did those things to you. I'm such a terrible person. Please forgive me. You know, I'll do this. Yeah. You're fucking falling for it again. Holy freaking shit. Robert, still in your servers. Still donating money. Still one of your trusted members after all that. That's ridiculous. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. And Robert didn't just play you. Robert was playing everybody for a very long time. You want to say that there's all these private servers where people are shit-talking and hypocrisy. That's stupid. There was no private servers. Those were group chats of other people that were part of the community that just wanted to talk on their own a little bit. And yeah, Lexi was in there too. And guess what? Lexi was showing those pictures a year before all this shit happened. Pictures of the blonde and the Bronx Bridge. Yeah. Pretending to be a girl in front of all this other group of girls. I was the only guy in that group. The rest are all girls, right? But I can only imagine what Robert had done in other groups. And we do know that Robert was sharing those pictures with, what's his name? Snappy Tom, too. Snappy Tom that you had no problem turning on when things got personal. When he was doing that shit to other people, oh, that's fine, whatever. You know, you can talk it out and he's a good friend and everything like that. But when he started calling you out at certain things, boom, hammer dropped. Got to get rid of that fucking guy. Bullshit. Same thing. It's all about you, right? Everyone else, they have to deal with it on their own. But once, you know, you're the big man who's going to step in and protect all the people. Where's your protection for your group and audience in your server now? You're still allowing it. Hey, people can make up their minds and talk to Robert and figure out maybe what's real. But I wouldn't fucking trust him for a goddamn second. It's absolutely ridiculous that people think that they can just turn around and say, yes, you know, he's been caught and he's been turned to the good side and all those good qualities. It was a character. It was a fucking character. And it's probably more likely a character again. So good on you people for following that. I'm not going to insult you too much because the appeal of losing somebody that you believed was really good and heartfelt, true to your, oh, they just know so much about me and everything like that. It is hard to let go of that stuff. And that's why that catfish achievement is such a great thing to catch. Or sorry, to get. Think about that for a little bit. Think about that. Speaking of Robert, what's with the huge protection? You have Hype, who you say doxed you, right? We'll get into your evidence in a second here. But Hype, who you say doxed you, and you go fucking ape shit, right? Even before the doxing, you were still doing all your stupid shit, talking about her in your public server, like bringing your dirty laundry up for everybody and anybody to read, saying you're not actually doing this. You're just trying to clear. Fuck off. That was a private relationship you had, and you should have fucking dropped it from the get-go. Dropped it. That's what a real man fucking does. They don't drag their ex through the fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Even if she did dox you. Even if she did dox you. The amount of things that you're doing. You didn't think there would be a retaliation? Or she would fight back? No, you didn't, because you were hoping that she was just afraid and you'd run her off the internet and she'd never come around your friends or groups or anything like that after you told them your side of the story of how bad it was and how jealous she was of Robert, the man that was in between your whole relationship. You want to say that this person wasn't antagonizing Hype? Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Clear as day for everyone to see. That was a character. You can't defend the character that is doing those nice things for you while in their fucking character trying to get closer to you. So, on that point there, why is there such a huge protection for Robert and they're still allowed in your server? Here's some questions for you, and here's some motives. You want to say that Hype, big motive that she was so jealous of this blonde, beautiful Lexi that you were dating and stuff like that, which she wasn't. She was over you, okay? It hurt her. Of course it hurts people, but she was over you. Moving on. Why is there such a huge protection there? I would like to ask a question of, What does Robert have for information that you don't want him to get out? Right? Is this a quid pro quo? Is this a situation where, hey, Robert, we've had a chance now to talk, and I'm a little bit mad at you, but we have some things to discuss where we better not tell them about those other things, right? Maybe Robert hasn't gotten on the phone on voice, or maybe used a voice changer. We don't know. But to think that you're going to have somebody that you had known for 6 years, had a little flirtatious relationship for a little bit, and then when you did decide to actually state that, hey, this is going to be my girlfriend, either A, you had a plan specifically out there to taunt and tease Hypa, stating that this is your new girlfriend, or it literally was your new girlfriend, right? Therefore, also getting into the point of what did you share with that girlfriend? At no point do you ever mention that there is a possibility that you shared that information, your TAFE or your name or whatever, with Lexi. She's someone you trusted for 6 years, was she not? Trusted enough to get into a relationship, and you're on a bit of a rebound. To state that you would not give her any information or open up to anything is a crock of shit, and everybody knows that. So, ponder that, people. Let's let just people think about that thing, because I'm sure they are. I'm sure people are talking about it, and you can't block them all. Or even when you do block them, it doesn't stop them from thinking about it or talking about it. You came to me with quite a bit of exuberance on more than one occasion. The first time when you broke up, wanting to know what Hype had been telling me about you or your relationship and stuff like that. And I was honest with you, and you were getting all weird, trying to make it like the things I was saying were being evasive and stuff like that. No, I was trying to be respectful and state, I'm not getting into this shit. Don't you dare try to bring me into it. I'd like to talk to other things. I had already checked fully out of your community. I was still in it. I didn't even know I was a fucking mod in your server until some random person asked me for access and stuff like that. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Anyway, I didn't want to know. I didn't want to get involved because that's not my business. Whatever relationship issues that you guys have, that's up to you to work out. If my friend Hype wants to talk to me about scenarios and situations where she feels that she's not being mature or she's having little issues, maybe some details will come up if they're important or the context is necessary to the point, but they're still in confidence. And there's not going to be a judgment because I don't have your side. And I don't want your side. So I'm going to give her what I can give as objective, but still being subjective to the point, and maybe give her some little bit of strategies that she can think about and still figure out on her own without being told what to do, which is what a good friend would actually do in a situation like that. So, when I tried to do it to you, you didn't want to have any of it. And I didn't really give a shit because I didn't trust you anyway. I was pretty much done. You could definitely tell I really wasn't interested in doing any videos or the stuff that we had talked about like we were going to do. Wasn't interested anymore. Didn't want to deal with any part of your server. You know, I went in there thinking that we were going to do body language read, add some stuff to that, go into a little bit of discussion of that. Maybe I could do that for my channel, my TCAP stuff and whatever. It was just getting my feet wet. And no, it was just a constant shit fucking drama show, one after the next. Yeah, I got caught up with it, and I made my funny names and made people laugh and all that stuff like that. But after a while, yeah, it was just fucking ridiculous. The whole queen shit, that was pretty much it. She's like going fucking ape shit over stuff. And yeah, she the stuff that the leaps of logic that she takes defy logic and reason. Right? They defy conventional logic and reason. I do believe she is a damaged person, and to go to the extent that you did was going way too far. Way too fucking far. That's why you stopped seeing my posts in there for the most part. I didn't want to sit around and be with that. She's threatening to dox me and shit. Big fucking deal. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. I can deal with that on my own. Right? But for her to constantly come up with stories that I'm involved in whatever shit she's saying, like, I don't even know what the fuck half her claims are. We're trying to set her up and we baited her into all this stuff like that. It's just like, what the fuck? This person is not dealing with a full deck. I write her one long big message, get better, blah, 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 and then drop it. I don't even talk about her anymore. Big fucking deal. Anyway. Same thing goes with Belle's issue there. You know, that's a really interesting situation because that makes me think of a very, very important part. You were going very hard on Bells for certain things, and I was trying to do what I could and look for deception in certain things and stuff like that. And you actually did ignore when I actually had changed my position as to when she was recalling military stuff, as to stating, no, that is a legit memory. I believe that is a legit story. I think it's embellished at this point here, but you kind of glossed right over that, and you were still going on the whole narrative that she was never in the military, right? Well, yeah, you could go back into your server and you can probably find where I've said that, or you can go back into the streams and the videos, which you still have up on other social media things. So all the shit you did to her, you didn't fucking delete. So during that whole situation, there's an important point I would like to bring up about that. You were going over certain evidence as to why it was Hypa was the only one who could have doxed you with that file, right? And you put certain names and people up there on the screen talking about Queen, and you tried to dismiss her excuse of that you guys had a shared drive for a temporary time or whatever. You mentioned Mark Davies, which I have no idea what that saga is about. No idea. Like I said, I tuned out of your whole thing. I still had you on a subscription feed, but I wasn't paying attention to shit because it was a waste of fucking time. So you had a whole list of people on there, but not once did you mention anything about Bells. Okay? You didn't mention anything about the issue where Bells was doxing your information to me, trying to get me to get into contact with you and get you back on a chat because she wanted to further threaten you with certain information, right? You know, I find that really funny too, that out of that conversation that I had with Bells, that whole conversation is actually still there, right? Like I blocked them, but I unblocked them again to go read through it again to double check on my screenshots to see if anything changed. And what do you know? Something did change. Something did change. Cookies had removed only one thing from that whole entire conversation, and that one thing was the information that they believed was your full name and address. That's suddenly gone. Just not there anymore. That's strange. Why not delete the whole thing? Why not just get rid of a whole bunch of things, right? I don't know. Another important thing that was in there that made me have questions that I wanted to ask to you before you blocked me, so that we could go over all of your evidence and make sure that it's actually rock solid. I'm not trying to do anything but steelman your arguments, okay? If your evidence is rock solid, it can withstand scrutiny. And that's all I'm doing, is I'm being an investigator. You know, that thing that you think you are? So what I did is I took a look at some of the context of something that was in the back of my mind from a while back, that was in that little chat from Bells, where they had stated, I am currently hearing Mark type right now. Okay? And I was in contact with you and showing you the screenshots of what this Cookies person was telling me, right? And you saw that, you read that. I gave you that whole conversation, right? I think I might have left out one or two. I'm not sure, but that was by accident, or it was it didn't mean anything because the conversation was basically already over. But anyway, is it a coincidence? I don't know if anyone can remember this situation. There is a possibility, because I can't remember where you said it, whether it was in a stream. Well, it technically couldn't have been a stream, but I do believe you did say it in voice chat or something, or possibly even typed it in your server at one point, stating that you're defragging or rebooting your computer. You're basically restarting. You're just compiling it up again. I can't remember the specific term that you used, right? Did you think you were ratted, Suit? Were you taking precautions because you believe that you were possibly ratted, right? That address that person gave me actually was dead fucking on. It was your address, or one of your family members' address, and you didn't really know how they got that, and you were actually considering the fact that it was possible that you were ratted and this person had access to your computer and could hear you, or maybe access your webcam, keylogged you or something like that, so you had to restart your computer up to a previous save to make sure whatever that program that you possibly believed was spying on you was gone. See, that's a valid question, and I would have expected you to actually consider that situation there, because that's something on my mind that is requiring an answer in order to exclude it, right? You exclude all other possibilities until you're left with one. So that's a good question for you and other people to think and ask, and it's verifiable to look up that there was this set of events that did actually happen. So, why wasn't Cookies, whatever, on your list of people that you were excluding? Oh, because you made up and you were friends? Yeah, but that still doesn't count. It doesn't count. She was still a suspect. She still needed to go up on there as someone that was looking to dox you, maybe doxed you earlier, or still didn't trust you or something, or only got close to you to trust you long enough to still get revenge on you, or her boyfriend, or whatever. Who knows? Valid questions that need to be excluded, but you don't want to hear it. Your evidence is rock solid. It's only your word, and that's all that is good enough for people to take. Yeah. Bullshit. Fucking stupid, man. Stupid. Do you know what that is? Here's another thing people can think about. What happened when you were looking at RSN's videos and we were in the chat and we were just trying to go over his stories, and there was those exact same moments where you're questioning out loud, why is this situation this? Why is that? And then he comes in telling you to stop. Hey, what are you doing looking into my stuff? Don't. Boom. Fucking war. What was that called? That was fucking red flag behavior, right? Red flag behavior. I put that in chat. You even noted to it. Red flag behavior. Yes, definitely. Guess what, Suit? Red fucking flag right at you. That's what that whole thing is. Your whole blocking and going insane, not letting anybody question you. I went to you private, like you said that you want people to do, but you didn't want to hear it. You didn't want me to break into it. And that makes me wonder why. That makes me think your evidence is weaker than you even know. Jesus Christ, this is such a stupid fucking situation. Here we are months later, you made fucking tons of videos. EJ did the same thing, right? I read those things that, what's his name, Righty, whatever, put out there. And his conversation with you, although much longer, wasn't much different from my situation. Didn't look like he really wanted to get too involved, but he was kind of dumb enough too. You know, no offense to EJ on that. People do that. They try to help friends and stuff like that. But since he had no ties to either of you two, he thought maybe he could, well, he had more of a tie to you, obviously, right? He had a little bit more bias to you because you were his friend and he could deal with you. So, okay, maybe he could kind of go through and calm you down in a situation and you know, maybe Hype did something wrong, but, you know, Sue, be a bigger man in this. Just let this go. You know, nobody wants your dirty laundry up in there, you know, like people are just going to look and laugh, and he's trying to protect you. And what do? What do you fucking do? Oh, you've been hearing Hype cry at you. You don't believe my evidence. Fuck you, EJ. And you start making a goddamn series about him, which ends up to leading to you ridiculing him because he called you out and laughed at you justly for dating a fucking dude, a brony dude from Canada who catfished in your community multiple people, including Snappy Tom that we know of too, many others, into that they were a girl. And you guys aren't doing or saying shit about it. Mr. Super Investigator, how could you not know any of that? The amount of information that I found on Robert took me less than an hour. I couldn't believe how easy it is. The rabbit trail that this person left was unbelievable. It was massive. Everything. All I had to do is just look through some videos, look through some links, figure out who they're sub to. Oh, this led to that. Oh, that's an email here. Holy fucking shit, this person didn't hide anything. Catfish rules, Robert, you know. You may have been good at it and fooled a couple people for a while, but you know, you need to up your game on that if you're going to get better at that. Jesus. Anyway. He was laughing at you, and you deserved it, because you had gone past the point of being able to be talked to reasonably. So what did you do? You kept making videos, calling people simps. You're showing his pictures on all your videos. You're crying in your frickin' server about how woe is me. I don't want to have to be pushed into this, but they made me do it. Same fucking pattern and same story. Everybody's making you do it. Nobody's making you do shit. You're doing it to protect your fucking ego. Your ego that is that stupid suit character. It's not Mark. It's a fucking avatar with a booming voice and calling out bullshit and everything on the internet. Yeah, but when people start to call out your bullshit, even by your own rules on your private little setting, you don't adhere to those principles. You don't, because you can't let that suit character be wrong. If that suit character is shown to be wrong, you could be wrong on other things. If people see their God bleed, they will know he is not God. You fucking jackass. Get some humility. Fuck's sake, man. Right? Go through our private DMs. Show those to people. I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you. Goddamn, I should show people, because you bring up me. Oh, I'm raging at you in your DMs, and I'm so angry at you. Maybe there must be something going on between Mugnuts and Hype, some webcamming and blah, blah. You're a fucking idiot. I know you chose your words very carefully on that one, as not to accuse, but you wanted to insinuate. You wanted to try to discredit me any way you fucking could, and you know you can't. Good fucking luck with that. So guess what? I may have waited a little bit of time before I said anything, but I've been very pissed at this thing, as you may possibly can tell. And there was everything in me that was trying to sympathize with Mark, to try to get into his head in a little bit, and to try to figure out why he's doing these things. A lot of hypotheses, right? I thought about the very convenient timing that 1-2 days before you break up with Hype is that exact same day where I notify you that you left your email visible in your video to a rant towards Queen. Okay? And you and I both know what that email had in that. You and I both know. And what you said it was and what it wasn't. You and I both know the truth on that situation. Okay? That's another thing you didn't bring up in your excluding facts. That you accidentally released your email information shortly before the breakup of Hype. Whereas a few hours later, you're dealing with Hype and you send her your PDF with your full name on it, right? That's very weird. Who puts their full name on school paperwork? Full name, middle name too. Is there multiple of your same name in that school? That doesn't make any sense. It just seems weird to me. Maybe it's an Australian thing or specific, that's the school thing. It does require your full name, whatever. Surprised it didn't have your social security number on there too. But anyway, you give that file to Hype, and within 8-hour time frame, you have broken up with her. You told her that's it. Not going to deal with her shit anymore, right? So then you either have a mentality that maybe you will, you're teaching her a lesson and you'll work things out later in the long run and stuff like that. But no, she deleted that account a few days later. So in that time frame where you broke up with her and you gave her your full name on a document which links all of your information of who you are and how you can be identified, and you left that in the Discord, you left that in your chats, you didn't say, maybe it's a good idea if I should probably delete that, just in case you didn't save it, right? Hype, the girl who can barely figure out her oxygen settings on games, is supposedly supposed to pick the PDF up off and download it onto her phone and then figure out which program she needs to then read it and or send. Like, come the fuck on. She doesn't know how to do that shit. The amount of time, how many times have you had to walk her through tech stuff? I know I've had to do it many times. Many a times. So yeah, come on. She, in that small time frame there, figured out that she needs to now save that and hold on to that for a rainy day. Fuck off. That's so stupid. She wanted nothing to do with you anymore. It hurt like fucking hell. Jesus Christ. So, I don't know. Back to the EJ thing. He tried to help you. He fucking tried to help you. I tried to help you. But you didn't fucking deserve it. You were just waiting to do another one you said of your series, to turn another person you knew that you had information on, that you could fill a narrative and get your views on your video, because you have nothing left. You're not doing investigations. You're not doing legitimate work. You found a drama chain, and that's all you're fucking addicted to. And because it dealt with your personal ego and your suit character and whatever, you had to defend your honor and all that. And all you ended up doing was destroying everything you worked for. Everything. Good fucking job. Good job, man. That was impressive to see that amount of destruction in there. I advised Hypa in this situation, and I told her, you need to just Stay out of it. I hadn't been talking to her much in that amount of time. And I feel bad because she was probably hurting. Right? I had other things I had to deal with. But when I looked into it on my own, tried to remove as much bias, tried to figure out if I could find out if she did it. And even if she did it, figure out what kind of defense I can figure out to smooth this over to make things right. Right? That's how a logical person thinks. How to convince you to drop it. Doesn't need to go that way, because we know what happens in your server when you go on a rant and you keep talking about people. Okay? Why don't you tell everybody and show people the nice petitions that you have that you were looking for to have Queen written up and reported to CPS and stuff like that, where the links were and how to file that stuff like that. Explain that one. Explain that one. I'm sure people would like to hear that you were doing shit like that in your server. Oh, I'm not telling you people to do it, but just fuck off. You think you're the only person that does shit like that? Tries to get away with stupid fucking gay ops and shit like that? You think you don't play by those rules, or you say you don't play those rules? You know what? You know what this whole situation is? Okay? I pity Mark. I do. I pity Mark. I pity him that he had to find a character that he created an identity out of, that he was able to express himself in a certain way and do good things. Because I do believe that's what you intended to do. I do believe that you have the heart of a person that wants justice and to do good things. But that identity took over, and it was hurting, and it needed to be protected at all costs. And that's what happened here. Not just here. This has happened before too. Not to this extent. Okay? I want you to wake up. Look in the mirror. Suit is Tonka. Suit is Jarbo, what he did. Suit is J fucking Potato Man F. That's who Suit is. Good job. You suited yourself. Fucking done with this shit.